You're welcome to this channel once again. Imole's tribute and Wizkid mother's final send-off that really shocked the whole industry. Nigerian music star Bella Shmurda decided to pay his final tribute to his friend after so many weeks of seeking for justice for him, and he used that opportunity to also respect the events that seems to have happened how many hours ago. He sent his condolence messages to Wizkid. For quite some time now, a lot of people have been thinking that Bella Shmurda happens to be on the other side of Wizkid fan base. Yet the fact is the Nigerian musician just took a break to mourn his friend and has been quiet, although people have been talking about how they expected Wizkid to say something about this Mohbad situation. Yet I do feel like it's not necessary because he's currently mourning the loss of his mother. And Bella Shmurda decided to use that opportunity to say his final goodbye to his friend Mohbad and also send a condolence message to Wizkid on losing his mom. Well, no one deserves what happened to Wizkid, and also losing a loved one could keep you in so much misery, grief, everything. You will definitely not be happy because you will not get a chance to witness these people again. And Wizkid was spotted crying at his mother's final send-off during the burial session, surrounded by a couple of celebrities who were there to cheer him up and also give him hope as the music king in the industry. No one really expected the maximum number of celebrities who showed up at Wizkid mother's burial to be there, because Wizkid happens to be someone who is quite private and he takes everything about his own family serious. That's why he never showcases them on social media. He never posts anything about his family except it just has to do with something that touches him, or the ones that Jada P post, and we don't really see Wizkid doing enough. Well, before I talk about this Imole's tribute and Wizkid condolence message, don't forget to tap the follow button on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok page to see more exciting content about daily trends and also your favorite celebrities. To follow up on our videos on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Nigerian music star Bella Shmurda decided to pay his final tribute by saying, "I pray we all have the fortitude to bear the loss of our loved ones. The past few days, Marian, seeing the most happiest people sad and the strongest people break down. Rest well, Imole, and stay strong, Big Wiz." Well, this is true because Wizkid, who happens to be one of the strongest musicians in the music industry, is finally showing his sensitive moments, and no one expected a tears from Wizkid, but this was his mother's burial and he's wishing her his final goodbye. There's series of events that happened during Wizkid mother's burial that so many people are still talking about till now, because Wizkid really surprised and shocked the whole music industry. Now, first of all, when Wizkid decided to introduce the whole concept was during the funeral nights to the next morning, and during the day Wizkid and his family were spotted on a very intimate session as he waves his final goodbye to his mother. They visited the church immediately, then bring him mama house where then keep him. We saw Wizkid shedding tears and getting all emotional. In fact, not only Wizkid, his sons were also there to console each other, as his elder son Bolu Atife was spotted consoling Zion, who happens to be crying. A whole lot of things happened as the same Bolu Atife and his mom attended. The same Bolu Atife was spotted spraying his mother's money. The same Bolu Atife was spotted spraying his younger brother Zion some money, and he also consoled his father on several occasions. Well, Wizkid gave his own words about his mother, expressing his heartfelt messages, and according to him, he said he didn't really expect these things to happen. Yet the fact is, no one expects death, and we still do not know when our final day will come. That's why we have to celebrate every day, every minute, every millisecond and seconds, because they count, and living them well too actually is another way to honor the fact that yes, we are humans. Well, Wizkid gave his own eulogy about his own parents, and he said a whole lot of things. After that, we saw a couple of celebrities showing their own support for Wizkid, from Tiwa Savage to the Oba of Elegushi to Osas Igadaro, D'banj. Wandeko was one of those celebrities who became Wizkid emotional support during times like this, because he even assisted Wizkid even inside that their candlelight night, the burial night, and the church services. Wandeko was spotted as Wizkid addresses one day as one of those people who he adores, and he's continued to show him so much love and respect. And Wandeko was seen consoling Wizkid during the event. Tony Elemelu, the Nigerian billionaire, also showed up for the Nigerian musician Wizkid, and Wizkid also used that opportunity to introduce Tony to his sons, from the eldest to the youngest. Wizkid and his baby mama Jada P had their own emotional moment. They took some photos. Jada P was also seen vibing to some Owambe music. To me, I think Wizkid hits that Owambe moment, and we've not seen any celebrity Owambe like this in the industry before, because he invited Wasiu. Also, he invited Wasiu. He invited so many people. Pretty Mike of Lagos was there, King Promise was there, even Davido's manager Asa Asika was there. He had his father, he had Akin Sugar and the Sugar Band too were there to play for Wizkid. Banky W is former boss, from former Big Brother's housemate Messi aka Eniola Badmus. P-Square, a handful of celebrity, K1 the Ultimate, and also Quams was there to support Wizkid. A lot of celebrities came up and they were there to marry. Wizkid was not even sad at some point because of the emotional support that he got. It shows that Nigerian industry honors the Nigerian musician, because after all, he took Afro to the world. He's one of the main reasons why people are talking about other musicians today in the industry. And him burying his mom is an emotional moment. So these celebrities decided to support him, from the social media influencing world to the music world, because we've seen D'banj and other people who came up to support him, to the traditional aspects of life, because Wizkid, I think, is a simple and a traditional man. I mean, why wouldn't these people love Wizkid? Well, Wizkid, according to a close source, came in with 5 Ghana must goes of cash, and the Nigerian music star was seen using it by himself on the people. Wizkid was seen spraying Kwam and his own band some money. He was also seen spraying Tiwa Savage money and celebrating her. So many celebrities who turned up for Wizkid. Wizkid had an emotional moment with his sister as the both of them were spotted dancing together. Well, it's the way Wizkid just switched his mood from the funeral service tears and him being so emotional to going to dancing with a lot of celebrities, especially his personal relationship with the Oba of Elegushi, him comparing his own jewelries to the Oba's home. They had a little discussion, and also Wizkid had his moments with Tony Elemelu and other high-profile celebrities who showed up for Wizkid. Well, Wizkid has finally buried his mom, and other people are really talking about the celebrities who didn't show up for Wizkid. Well, according to the Nigerian songstress Cynthia Morgan, who used the opportunity to express her own concern, and she said not one male or female colleague of Wizkid is at his mom's burial. Now, wow. Well, this was before the likes of Tiwa Savage and others showed up. But the fact is, these people actually came in for Wizkid, and Davido had to send some representatives over there because he couldn't make it based on the fact that he had other activities on his own timeline. Some fans are out here waving some sweet words to Wizkid because this one is an emotional moment, and we've really not seen Wizkid crying. One person said, A mother's love can't be replaced. The pain is unexplainable. May we be so blessed to look after our parents while they are still alive. Another person is saying, oh, she also experienced the same thing for straight 2 years and she was depressed, and if not for God, and that she wishes Wizkid very, very well. Well, Wizkid really had the Owambe of the town, because you know why? He organized these things very well, and he decided to throw a party on at the weekend in Lagos, in a place like Lagos. The hall was really filled. A lot of celebrities, fans, well-wishers, family members showed up for Wizkid, and they made sure everything was colorful. I mean, who planned this particular thing? Because this Owambe on a Friday, not be small merriments for Wizkid. Even Wizkid come turn back, they happy. He had support from Jada P and Jada P's family, his kids, his baby mamas, his sisters. Every celebrity came out for Wizkid.